Today we fixed the broken wheel and gusset up that axle and hopefully keep it a little bit stronger. So that's kind of my plan for the gusset setup. It's just to add a bit of rigidity and kind of strengthen this little section of axle. It's cut off pieces of the T-bar from when I put the teeth on the bottom of this gravel drag. So I'll set something up for each side, weld them on, and it can't hurt, that's for sure. And it also shouldn't interfere with the articulation. I'm gonna double check that right now, but I've got a lot of clearance there. I should be okay. I've been playing a little bit with the camera off. I have a tendency of getting a lot more done a lot faster that way. Here's what I've come up with. I think this is perfect for what it needs to be. I think this was a bumper support bracket for a Cadillac DeVille. There was two of them on the old car. One of them is now a catch. This latch that I've retrofit onto the arm is the rear hatch latch from a Chevette, which, if any of you own a Chevette or are familiar with this, normally only key operated. Okay, so this cable coming out of it now, I think was either cruise control or a throttle cable, something like that, from the Cadillac DeVille. I whipped up some little hangers. That one's got to cool off, but the plug goes in there. And now it releases the latch. Very simple. I cut a slot into the arm for the latch that releases, and then in the body of the latch itself I just made a clearance hole to accommodate that cable coming in. I mean, it's not a foolproof design by any means, but to lift and lower this while sitting on the tractor, once this guy's in position, I should be able to at least unlock it and have it come up, and we'll kind of go from there and see how this thing works once we do some real trial runs. But I do have high hopes. So we've got rear gussets now, kind of adding some additional support to these wheels. It seems to really have stiffened them up. That's what I was hoping for, but that's perfect. This is a modified bumper bracket from a Cadillac DeVille. These are hood struts from a Cadillac DeVille. Funny story, this strut just went bad, so I just sniped one off the silver junk. So we're good there. So we got one from the black DeVille, one from the silver DeVille. This was from the black DeVille, and this came from a four-door Chevette, the rear hatch. Modification has been made to it via this cable, which I think is a Cadillac DeVille throttle cable. So now, when we close this thing, it latches, holds the wheels locked position until we're ready to release, and it's just under power enough to not lift, but it's close. I'm thinking that it's worth a try. I'd say that test was greatly successful. I wound up adding a couple of patio stones to the bracket once I started using it. I did a couple of drags with just dry gravel, no extra weight. It didn't seem quite heavy enough to bite into it like I was hoping. So I ended up stacking 4 patio stones on it, and then it did a wonder. It did a lot of leveling. I know this video is really hard to translate that, but it looks a lot better than it did. And now, the thing that I really wanted to try, I want to see if I can use this on the dirt and try to maybe somehow square up that dirt a little bit. I got a couple of double back pulleys and stuff, so I'm gonna try those, just see if it gets me anywhere and at least give it a whirl. But this will be more of an experiment, so if something starts happening, you'll know it because this video will be long enough and it'll cover some of that. All right, hope to see you in a second. It took me long enough, but I finally figured out a way to make this pretty level. Again, the camera is hard to show it. There is still a bit of a curve toward this section over here, but it's significantly reduced from what it was. I'm just dragging it around with the mower now. I think the mower's working extra hard, but it's doing the job. So as long as I stay out of the real wet, sticky parts, I can pull this whole area, which is a huge part of this puzzle right now. So check this out. It turned out pretty darn nice over here, so I think I'm gonna have to probably use that gravel drag, dirt drag, whatever. A little bit more on the edges just to touch it up. And once all that's wrapped, then I think I can use the roller and compact this a little bit. Maybe some grass seed right in between that, fertilizer, yada yada yada, sprinkler. Oh, I'm gonna have to water this thing. I could get sod if anything happens to be open. That wouldn't be bad. That'd be a nice, easy way to do it. I mean, hard, but, you know, end result would be nice. So check out how this thing can stow, too. I mean, right now it's right in the opening of the barn, but that's just so I can get it later. But I can stand it right up on end, lean it against the wall, and it'll stay there. So pretty freaking cool. I really like it. I'm happy it works the way that it works. Well, the deer was definitely working hard today, dragging the gravel slash dirt drag around the yard. I'm actually really impressed with how much it was able to shave off the top and kind of level everything down. It's starting to look awesome. Random pieces of sod, we'll call it. Those are just pieces of grass that when I was scraping originally with the backhoe, I was able to kind of put them aside. I'm just putting those in like the worst muddy areas. The grass should take pretty easily there, but since those are the worst, stickiest spots, I figure might as well put something there that's not gonna give me too much more trouble. And I think I'm gonna have to top up with some more topsoil before I can put down some decent seed, but now I gotta clean up. I just wanted to give a shout out to my nephew Jack, who came out and visited a little bit today and was checking out the gravel drag while I was putting it together. So I wanted to say thanks for watching the videos, and hopefully you'll catch the end of this one and you'll get a bit of a kick out of the shout out. So everybody have a nice afternoon, morning, evening, whatever the heck it is, and we'll see you next time around. Cheers.